So what I have in front of me today are 8 of the 1-ounce silver rounds and silver bars that we got out of the 50-ounce silver mystery box that I opened up just the other day on the channel. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll put a link down below. It's a great video. A lot of fun stuff came out of the box. Some really cool silver pieces. And then up top, we have some real and some fake, what I call control coins and rounds. These I'm going to use to show you how fake ones test differently than real ones. And the types of tests I'm going to use today are the 2 that I use all the time. Now on this channel, I have covered many different testing methods, and if you want to see those videos, you can just search on the channel for them. They'll pop up very easily. Just search for testing. But either way, what I want to do is show you the 2 that I actually use all the time, because I think that's more relevant to how I go about testing my silver. And just to be straight up front with you, one of them is free or very, very cheap if you want some tools to assist you. One of them is very expensive, like very expensive. And we're going to start with the free one today. That one is called the ping test. Now, the ping test I use a lot, and it works really good on sovereign coins like Eagles, Maples, Britannias, but it also works really good on rounds as well. And how it works is that silver, gold, and even copper and other metals all make specific sounds based on the thickness and diameter of the coin, for example, and the purity of the metal that they are made of. So for example, a 1-ounce silver eagle, they all have the exact same diameter, they all have the exact same thickness, they all have the exact same purity, and for that reason, they all make the exact same sound. And that sound is very important, and I want you to get used to hearing that sound. So if you have some silver that you know is real, just kind of do this every once in a while and compare it so you know how it sounds. Listen to this fake one. Sounds way different. So I'm going to show you easier ways to test, though, if your ears just aren't good enough to hear, or if you're just not used to it. But before we do, I want to remind you to make sure you are subscribed, because we are at almost 100,000 subscribers, and when we get there, we're having our biggest silver giveaway ever. And also check out this awesome giveaway from our sponsor, SD Bullion. SD Bullion is at it again. Last year, they gave away a full monster box of 2022 Silver Eagles. Now this year, they're doing it with a full monster box of 2023s. If you want your chance to win a full sealed monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles, make sure you head over to sdbullion.com/silverseeker or click the link in the description below. Thank you to SD Bullion for sponsoring today's video. So like I said, if your hearing isn't very good, or if you're just not used to what silver sounds like, I'm going to show you a couple of apps that'll help you test very, very easily. And these 2 apps, by the way, as you can see, are on my Android phone. If you have an iPhone, I know apps exist, but I think they have different names. I'm sure people will comment down below what the iPhone equivalent of these apps are. But I use apps called PingCoin and Bullion Test. Now, I actually use Bullion Test for generic silver rounds, but I use PingCoin for sovereign coins. And I'm going to show you why I kind of use both, even though, to be honest with you, Bullion Test works just fine for sovereign as well. But we're going to open up PingCoin, and as you can see, when you open it up, you have a whole list of different silver coins here. We have eagles, buffaloes, if you want to test buffaloes, cougarans, elephants, like we have here. And how this works is it is actually listening not only to the sound, but it's listening to specific resonance frequencies. And so I'm going to show you what I mean by that, because we're going to test the silver eagle. So we'll open it up. It's on eagle, and we will grab our silver eagle, and we're just going to whack it with a stick. Here we go. I'm just using a Bic pen, by the way. Everyone has pens. Just make sure it's plastic. Don't use a metal pen. That's a bad idea. All right, here we go. It's balanced on my finger. And if you look at the app now, it says authentic eagle detected. The ping you produced is consistent with an authentic eagle. Now, if we take this fake eagle and we do it, and by the way, you can see it's testing 3 different resonance frequencies. All right, if we take this fake eagle, balance it on the end of our finger, as you can see, it says not recognized, no resonance frequencies detected. So this this fake eagle right here, even though it has the same diameter and the same thickness of a silver eagle, because it's made of a different metal, it sounds way different. So there's no way that that one's real, and we will just, discard it. We're done with it. We know it's fake, right? So that is why I like the ping test, because it works so well. If you're testing out a bunch of silver eagles or a bunch of maples, man, the ping test is so quick. Now, if you have trouble balancing the coins on the end of your finger like I did right there, and they fall off all the time, there are tools that you can get that help you with that. And one I recommend, and just full disclosure, I do have an affiliate link down below, so if you buy one of these through the link, you are helping the channel, just full disclosure. But this one is by Sound of Money Metals, and it's called the Pocket Pinger. It's a coin tester, and it does the same thing that your finger does. You don't need to have this. It's not required, but it does a really good job at just balancing the coin. So as you can see, I just placed the silver eagle right here between these 2 nubs right here, and then it uses a plastic, which isn't going to hurt the coin. And we'll go ahead and do our ping test. and we'll just pull this back, and when we let go, you can see authentic eagle detected. So it's very easy to balance it. It also comes with the stack stick right here. So you can put it in there if it's like smaller and it doesn't bounce back, or if you just don't want to hit the plastic, you can just hit it with a wooden stick, which also isn't going to damage the coin. You can also just use a Bic pen while it's in the pocket pinger, just like that. So like I said, this device right here isn't required, obviously, but it is definitely helpful if you have trouble balancing the coins. And if you're going through a bunch really fast, it's very quick to put it in there, whack it, move on, put another one in there, whack it, move on. You can go through a bunch of silver coins really, really fast. So I do recommend that product, but again, it is not required. Now, the reason that I use Bullion test for silver rounds is because Bullion test allows you to specify the thickness and diameter. Well, the diameter, not the thickness, but it allows you to specify the diameter of the 1 ounce silver coin. So for example, right now you can see it set for 40 millimeters, but this Franklin Roosevelt is 39. So it's not going to sound the same as a 40 millimeter coin does. So I have a pair of calipers that you can buy at Home Depot or whatever. All right, so we're gonna get our Roosevelt coin right here. We're gonna put it in the calipers, and you can see this Roosevelt is 38.57 millimeters in diameter. So we can actually put that exact 38.57 in here, 38.57. And now we can listen for a 38.57 diameter 1 ounce silver coin. We'll grab the pocket pinger, we'll put it in there, we'll get our stack stick. And bingo, as you can see, the resonance frequencies were all detected within 1% deviation of all three. And that would have been way off if it were at 40 millimeters. For example, I'll just show you. We're going to change this back to 40 millimeters. We're going to listen. And here we go. Oh. As you can see, at 40 millimeters, it had a frequency deviation of 10.3, 11.3, and 11.1%. So testing, this at 40 millimeters in diameter didn't work because it's listening for a 40 millimeter diameter coin, which obviously would be a little bit thinner than this. But since we were able to put the exact diameter of this coin into the app, it made it very easy to test 1 ounce silver rounds that don't necessarily have the same diameter. Now, the problem with the ping test is that it doesn't work very well on bars. Now, you can get used to listening to what bars sound like, but as you can see, that's a way different sound. And bars have a way different measurement system, so it's a lot harder to do with like a ping test coin. You can get used to listening to the sound of silver bars, but there's different thicknesses, and it's a nightmare. So that's where I really get to my Sigma. So this is my Sigma Pro Mini. Now, this thing is incredibly expensive. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. This thing is very, very expensive, but it does a very good job of testing silver. So let me show you how this works. So we have our Sigma on. This is my Pro Mini, and it puts out its own little Wi-Fi signal that my tablet's able to connect to. And you can see this flashing green light up here means that it is connected and ready to go. So what it wants us to do is place a sample here under this, and then we're going to press it down. It's going to test it. And you can test all sorts of different metals. You have different gold purities. You have different silver purities. You can even do platinum, palladium, rhodium, copper, etc. We have it set to silver pure, and it's testing the bulk conductivity. And what it means by bulk is it's actually testing all the way through the coin. And that's what I like about the Pro and the Pro Mini versus the original Sigma that you see a lot, is that the original one only tests the surface. It doesn't actually test all the way through. So if you have a coin that's like plated in silver with a decent amount of thickness, or gold specifically, because a lot of people will use, gold filled with tungsten. If you have gold that's filled with tungsten, it's not going to get that tungsten in the middle. It's just going to detect the gold. It's going to say it's good. But this one tests all the way through. So we're going to start with this Don't Tread on Me round. And we're going to put this under here. We have it set to silver pure. We have the weight set, so we know it's a 1 ounce round. And we are going to go ahead and press this down. And as you can see, it is telling us that the bulk conductivity is exactly where it expects it to be in the green for a 1 ounce silver round. What it's also telling us, and this is why I really like the Sigma, is it's also telling us the dimensions of the coin. So the thickness of the coin, which it can get the dimensions for. So if we go to dimensions and we hit that it's round, based on the thickness, it knows what the diameter of the coin should be. So if we take it and we put it right here, it's going to go from line to line. And as you can see, this one goes straight from line on left to line on the right. So Let me show you why that's important. We're gonna take this 1 ounce copper round right here. We're gonna put it under the Sigma. We're gonna press it down. And this is gonna blow your mind because this, I'm gonna tell you right now, this copper coin is going to test in the yellow, which isn't perfect, but it's not going to be in the red. And what's crazy is, you know what else tests in the yellow? Silver Eagles. I know. And a lot of that has to do with just the design. You know, when you press it down on this, it's not getting a perfect surface connection. So anyway, watch this. See what I mean? It's in the yellow. It's not even that far away from the green. It's not like it's right here on the edge of the yellow. It's all the way over here closer to the green. So it's almost passing the test. Like, it looks like it's passing the test. It's really close. I mean, let's just show you the 1 ounce Silver Eagle, show you what I mean. Silver Eagle is also in the yellow. It's almost reading the same. But here is why the Sigma Pro just shines over the original. Let's go back to our copper round. Now we're going to go to dimensions. If this was silver, based on the thickness that this is being measured at, we go to dimensions round, it should go from line to line. But look at this. We put it on the line on the left, and it's way, not only is it over the line, but it's outside of the green. It is way off. So even though this looked good, you know, for the resistivity test or the conductivity, I don't know which I had it set on, it is way off on diameter because silver is more dense than copper. So it failed, even though it kind of looked like it passed. Let me show you that with the Eagle. Same test. I haven't cut at all at this point of the video. All right, we have it down. Let's go to dimensions, go to round. Now watch this. The Silver Eagle, line to line. So that is the difference. If this copper were real silver, the line, it would have went from line to line based on what the diameter should have been. So now we're gonna go ahead and test a bar. And this is why I like the Sigma for the bars, because, you know, you can't do the ping test very well for the bars. So we're gonna grab, let's do this Silver Tom bar right here. Silver Tom bars, there's a lot of fake ones out there. So we're gonna put this under the Sigma Pro. We're gonna put it dead center. It's a flat surface, so it's gonna have good connection. Press it down. And as you can see, this is testing a little bit closer to the green than our copper and our Eagle, actually. But, you know, we want to, it's still in the yellow. Let's test the dimensions. So now we know it's a rectangle, right? So we go to rectangular. As you can see, it gives us this bar pattern, and we can adjust the width of the bar pattern because some bars are thicker and stockier, if you will. So we can put this in here. We can put it, line it up to the two lines. And you can see it's actually a little bit below this line here because it's a thicker bar. So we'll just adjust the width, which shortens the length. And as you can see, our bar is perfectly inside of our rectangle, you know, top to bottom, left to right. So that is exactly what we are looking for. We know that this bar is real, not just because it passed the conductivity test, but it also passed the dimensions test. If this bar were copper, it would have been way outside that box. You would have not been able to get it to fit in the box. So we can do this with all of our silver bars. We can put this one under here and we can do the same test. And it's, you know, it's in the same. And then we can go to the same dimensions test. We can do this don't tread on me round. We'll get a flat spot on the back, maybe right there. The don't tread on me round's actually in the green, so I'm not even going to go any farther with that. That one is like perfectly in the green. Let's grab our fake Silver Eagle though. Here we go. Let's see what our fake Silver Eagle does. Oh, well, it's not even close. So we don't have to actually do the dimensions test with this one, but let's just see. Let's just see. Ironically, this one's actually passing the dimensions test, but you know, it has, and the reason it's passing the dimensions test is because it has the same thickness and diameter of an actual Silver Eagle. But like I said, it didn't pass that ping test, and it's not passing the metal test at all because it's fake. So, you know, even though this has the exact same, you can make a piece of paper, you know, a thick piece of paper or cardboard with the same dimensions of a Silver Eagle and the same thickness, and it wouldn't even test, but the dimensions would fit, right? So you get my point. Anyway, we were able to test fakes, and what's really cool, and I got these Morgans out, and you can use the ping test on the Morgans also, by the way. But if we go to metals, if we go to silver, we go to 90%, pre-1900. These are both pre-1900, 1881, 1888. Okay, so pre-1900. Now the weight, obviously, they're not 1 ounce, right? So we go to weight, we go to 26.73 grams. and that's total weight, not purity weight. And we put it under here, we press it down, and as you can see, this one's testing real. Now, the weight's actually only important for the dimensions testing. You can put 1,000 ounces, it wouldn't matter. It's still testing the conductivity it doesn't know. But the dimensions testing is important for, that's what the weight's for. So you can see ours also is perfectly in line, line to line here on our box. Now let's test our fake one. And our fake one is way in the red, and I wonder if the dimensions test is correct. And it's actually not even passing the dimensions test, so this one's probably copper. Well, it's not copper because it would be in the yellow, but it's some metal, and it's not even passing the dimensions test, so this one's way fake. So those are the two tests that I prefer. Like I said, one's incredibly free, or just a little bit if you want, you know, a tool to assist you like the Pocket Pinger. The PMV Mini Pro and the PMV Pro, very, very expensive. Like, I think I paid $1,300 something for this, but as much silver as I go through, I definitely, this is a very important part of, you know, what I do. I couldn't live without this thing, really. I use it all the time. And I couldn't live without the ping test. So those are the two that I use all the time. So guys, there you go. I hope you learned a little bit in today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor, go down below, make sure you hit that like, subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out this video above me where I called coin shops all over the US and tried to sell them $10,000 worth of gold. Let's see what they said. Guys, thank you again, and we'll see you next time.